Hey guys! So, episode 2 of Haikyuu, I absolutely loved it. Episode 2 of Haikyuu was the best thing I have ever seen in my whole entire life. It was far better than what I expected it to be. What I really liked about this episode was the fact that Hinata, Kageyama, Tanaka, and Nishinoya were all pretty much failing a class. What I really liked about that situation is that you can pretty much relate to that situation. It's just pretty much a really common thing here in the real world. What really had me laughing so hard is the fact that Nishinoya and Tanaka just try to run away from it. Like, okay. And we have Hinata pretty much freaking out, asking what's a failing grade, basically what counts as a failing grade. And then we have like the masterpiece of this whole situation. Kageyama is just done with life. He pretty much stops breathing because of this whole situation. It's just so bad that he's just like in a whole different level from Nishinoya, Tanaka, and Hinata's situation, which is kind of pretty hilarious. But one thing that I love that Yachi said was, you know, we can't go to nationals without these 4 idiots. And I love how Tanaka's like, I don't know if I should be happy or offended by that comment. The thing about this episode is that we get to see Yamaguchi and Tsuki a lot more, which is like amazing because I absolutely love those two. I just absolutely love Tsuki, and the fact that when, you know, Hinata pretty much asked him, hey, can you help me study, or, you know, so I can pretty much go to Tokyo, and he's just like, I don't want to. What I love about Tsuki is the fact that he had to ask Kageyama, hey, you can't let Hinata do all the talking for you, you gotta ask too. And I just love how Kageyama was just mumbling and like, you know, please, like he was just kind of whispering and mumbling to himself like, you know, help me study please. And, you know, we have Tsuki pretty much pushing him like, hey, I can't hear you. And then I don't know where he just bursts out like yelling. And it just pretty much, I don't know what's up with Kageyama, but that moment was just amazing. You know, if it wasn't for Yamaguchi, I'm pretty sure Tsuki wouldn't even bother with those two to even like help. So what this pretty much whole episode focuses on is their grades and their upcoming finals. If they don't pass their finals, they can't go to the away games, which means that they can't go practice with Nekoma and the other schools. So that's a huge deal. In this episode, we also get introduced to one of my favorite characters from the manga, and now we finally get to see her animated, and I am so happy. We finally get to meet Yachi, and she's just so adorable and cute and innocent, and I just love her personality overall. I love the fact that, you know, we see Asahi, you know, kind of like, hey, you're a first year, and we see Yachi kind of like freaking out like, yeah, and then she pretty much calls him sir, which it's kind of funny because if you think back to like when we first met Asahi, people always mistake him as like this, I don't know, what was it, a bad guy? Just because of his appearance, which in fact he is like a total dork sweetheart and is pretty much afraid. I know this is random, but a lot of the voice actors keep saying that Asahi's voice actor is literally like Asahi. And if you know who Hosoyan is, and you can pretty much agree that yeah, he is a lot like Asahi. Pretty much in the first season we hardly see Shimizu talk at all. She hardly even talked. The funny thing is that we actually see her talking for the first time. Well, not really the first time, but actually holding like a conversation with Yachi. So just seeing her talk with Yachi is just it's really cute and very interesting to see because we see a whole different side of her, and she, you know, she sees a lot more open, and you know, you can tell that she's a lot more comfortable with Yachi pretty much. I feel like they did such a good job in the anime with this, you know, introducing us to Yachi. They did such a good job. They're pretty spot on though with it. This episode pretty much, you guys can see why I love Yachi so much, and I'm pretty sure every one of you just grew to love her. So we get to this scene where Kageyama and Hinata pretty much go and ask Tsuki for help, and he's just like, you know, nope, we agreed on certain times, so please come back during business hours. And of course, this is one reason why I love him. And then again, this is why I love Yamaguchi, because he pretty much comes up to the two of them and says, you know, I think I know someone who can help. Go ask, you know, the girl that we met yesterday, Yachi. So they go ahead and go into Yachi's class and, you know, ask her for help. And she pretty much is like freaking out when they come into her class and is like, I can't remember their names, did they introduce me? And she's just like kind of freaking out and like creating this whole scenario, just thinking far ahead, and you're just kind of like, what is going on with you? Like, calm down. And again, reasons to love Yachi. We pretty much see her get comfortable around Hinata during this whole episode where they're, you know, where she's helping him study and he's just kind of talking about volleyball and all these other schools, and you know, she's kind of lost at the point where she's talking, you know, that Hinata's talking about like the setter and all these positions and everything that's going on, and she's like, yeah, what's going on? But yeah, she kind of gets the idea of what he's talking about. Part that I really loved is when Yachi asked him, hey, are you know a lot about volleyball, Hinata, are you like a manager or something? And he's like, no, I'm actually a regular. And that's when she's like, starts freaking out, and she's like, oh my god, I judged someone by their appearance. And she's like, I'm sorry. She pretty much does the same thing with Coach Uikai, and it's just freaking hilarious. I feel like I've watched these past 2 episodes so many times already. It's just, I don't know, is that me, or are you guys like rewatching the episodes too? Because I just can't get enough of these episodes, especially because we have to wait like until Saturday for a new episode, and it's just so hard to wait. So what was y'all's favorite part of this episode? Let me know in the comments down below. And yeah, I will see you guys in my next video. Bye! A lot of questions, and it pretty much left us on a cliffhanger. We see Warg pretty much bleeding to death, and it looks like he is literally about to die. And then we see